Because he always used to act when defending.
I think it's like
Oh, are we live? Sorry, folks, my mouse is acting up. People, Deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Now, I've just finished doing a Tottenham versus Chelsea watch along, which is why everything looks unusual, and I've actually hidden everything. You can't see the scoreline and the badges, but you know, it's transfer season, and I'm sure all of you Arsenal fans have seen it. Looks like a loan deal for Arthur Melo is progressing. There's talks allegedly for Tielemans, whether that's agent talk happening in January or the summer is a different thing. I've just seen something in relation to Vlahovic just by typing in Arsenal. So I thought we might as well just go through them literally. Now, quickly, my words on Arthur Melo. You know me, I've got a Brazil bias on the best of days, and I've done a video. I see some of you even commenting it's resurfacing from 2018. I wanted him when he was at Guermo. Admittedly, I thought when he came to Europe, he'd be held in higher regards and things. But for me, he's 25. I know he's had some injuries and some physical and some issues around being at the best physically. But in terms of ability, I think he's got it. I think he's at that age now where he needs to decide, do I want to be a player for Brazil and a player for country? There's rumors of he likes to party and things, which and he might not be the most disciplined, in which you're going to have to change that. And I think if he could change that, there could be a good player. You know, there's rumors of Juventus have to sell for they could bring in, but for me, it's a no-brainer. He's press resistant. Hopefully, there's a buy option. He's press resistant. He's of the right age. He looks like damaged goods, like what Odegaard looked like at a time. If we can get these little guys in and bring them in, why not? He's the sort of midfielder I want, people. I think he's got it all, and I'd be open to it. I hope there's an option. I hope we don't try and do the Odegaard formula again, where it worked out, but at a period during the summer, it looked like Odegaard might stay at Madrid. Now, I don't know what's going on with Arthur. I don't know. I don't think Allegri counts on him. I think he rates him. There are rumors that Juventus need to sell before we want to bring someone in before they can sell him and whatnot. And they've been linked with Bruno Guimaraes, who we've been linked with. But looking at the first things, before I look at the Daily Mail, unexpected departure of Arthur. Mikel Arteta wants the Brazilian midfielder at Arsenal, who have offered Juventus a dry loan. Now it all depends on Allegri. Apparently, Arthur could change of scene in this winter market. His agent had already warned a month ago about the possibility of his departure from Juventus. And these days, there's a club that has taken a very serious interest in his situation, Arsenal. As AS learned, talks between the clubs have intensified since the beginning of the week. The Gunners propose a dry assessment, and for the operation to come to fruition, the approval of Allegri, who has asked the board for a replacement, is missing. So he gets a midfielder in, he's cool. And considering Ramsey, he described Ramsey as a one-away player. Arthur looks like he's keeping it moving. Yeah, man. The player, for his part, is open to a new experience in the final phase of the season, and the one offered by the English club is the one that convinced him the most, mainly due to Arteta. So Arteta's got a decent pool. The former Barca man fits perfectly with the coach's style of play, which is true, who has asked for his incorporation and wants to bet on him. Arthur has barely played, and he's played 426 minutes. So again, it's difficult on the best of days to adapt when you've signed in January. So we're going to need a lot, people. And again, you know, if you could play well for us, then you might go back to Juventus and do your thing. You might get another move, or what I would like to see, we get you permanently. I think we need two midfielders. I think you could be one of the two, and then we could afford to probably wait until the summer. I do think you could take over from Xhaka. I'm not sure how a midfield of Xhaka and Melo would look. You know, I think it would be quite good, really. I would more want to see Melo and Partey, in which is he going to play on, who would play on that left-hand side. I think you'd see Arteta probably make it more of a flat midfield three, and that Odegaard would probably be in the 10, but it's not really a 10. You'd have Xhaka, you'd have Arthur, and potentially Odegaard all looking to get on the ball. A signing like Arthur for me is needed because it means our players that affect the game in the final third can stay further up. Xhaka's the only one that can play a ball, and there's many different variables. Lokonga can play, Partey can play, but that's not their primary job. And in Lokonga's way, he needs to fix up as well. So that's what that article has said. If we look at Mr. Charles Watts, big up Charles Watts, his article, it said Arsenal eye Arthur and Tielemans as Gunners step up midfielder hunt. In fact, before that, you can see Arsenal in talks with Juventus over loan move for Brazilian international Arthur Melo, as Mikel Arteta tries to strengthen his midfield options after letting Ainsley go on loan. Arsenal are waiting on Allegri to give the all clear, so that seems like one consistent thing. He's only played 11 times, and yeah, it didn't work out for him at Barcelona. It didn't really. It was a bewildering swap deal, him and Pjanic, and it ain't really worked out there. But at 25, there's a lot to like. It's now or never. I've said it. I think the ability's there. It's down to him now if he wants to be a baller. The 25-year-old star is keen to make the move, but is waiting on Allegri, so he's probably got to force it, or Juventus need to bring someone in. He signed for 66, he signed in a swap deal when Pjanic was valued at 66 million, and it was projected at the time as around a 70-odd million move. It is what it is, man. He got a new lease of life under Pirlo, but Allegri's back, and it means it's a myth, people. He's made 17 appearances for Brazil and was involved in the squad that won the 2019 Copa America. His last appearance came in November against Uruguay. And as you know, we're short of midfield options, so he would get a lot of football, really, really and truly. Looking back at Charles Watts, as I said, he's been so nice to quantify it. As you know, people, we've just spoken about it. They're waiting on a replacement. They're interested in Bruno Guimaraes, a player who Arsenal also believed to have been keeping tabs on, but the finances involved in doing a deal for the Brazilian this month make the transfer difficult, Sources in Italy are confident, however, that Juventus will bring in a midfielder on loan, clearing the way for Arthur to leave the club for the remainder of the season, people. When you look at Tielemans, allegedly Arsenal are interested in the Leicester star and have held talks with his agent about a potential move. He has just 18 months left on his deal, and he's played quite coy on signing a new one. Clubs in Europe, all over Europe, as you can see, are eyeing him up. Apparently, discussions have taken place with the 24-year-old's representatives at London Colney in recent weeks. It would be a big move, because I think if you're Tielemans, you should look to go somewhere they're going to play Champions League football. It does look like Leicester probably have to rebuild. Vardy's not getting any younger. It looks like they're kind of, they're still a good team, but it's getting a bit mad. He's linked with City and these clubs. I don't know if he's down for that. I think Tielemans could be a leader of what we're doing with our average age of 23. He's a player we've known about since he's 16, when he was in the Champions League, 16, 17, starting for Anderlecht. We tried to get him when he was at Monaco and he had concerns about first-team football. You would definitely get football now. Tielemans has got a little good passing range, occasionally steps in with a banger, 24 years of age, so there's resale. I like his mentality. He wants to improve. It will tie into what Arteta wants to do. It'd be a good move. Could it happen in January? I don't know, people. He's got 18 months left on his deal. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Leicester in the summer. You look at Basuma, contracted until 2023. Tielemans the same. There's going to be some interesting moves and things like that. It's nice to see that his representatives have been at London Colney, but they're probably assessing all the options again. Arsenal need a midfielder. We still have, I guess Tielemans is old enough to remember when we was one of the best in the league. So has his agent seen an opportunity, and he said, you know what, let me try and gauge if Arsenal are feasible to make this happen, or have Arsenal directly driven the interest. Either way, it'd be lovely to get him in. But for me, as much as I'm liking the Arthur links, the Tielemans links, previously the Bruno Guimaraes links, a long way away from at the start of this month Oxlade-Chamberlain on loan, and obviously the Vlahovic up front links. They're just links. At the end of the day, we need to get people over the line, and it seems like Arthur is moving in the direction. Of course, it would be lovely to get Tielemans, Arthur and Vlahovic in one window if needed. As much as I like a striker, I would prefer a midfielder to arrive, because we're down to our bare bones and we're asking a lot, And I find this stat quite interesting. I think Lokonga's 13 appearances so far. I think he's given away the most passes leading to a shot. You've got Xhaka, who concedes penalties. You look at the most penalties conceded in the Premier League this season. Tielemans and Ndidi have 2, really and truly. So that might be an area Tielemans needs to improve in, and something that might scare certain Arsenal fans. Looking at Bruno Guimaraes, because this could affect the Juventus deal, Apparently, Lyon are providing clubs with 2 options. You either pay 45 million euros, including bonuses, or you buy him with a loan with an obligation to buy. Now, Arsenal, if we get Champions League, we could probably commit to that, but we don't know at this moment. So that's probably one that's for the summer for us. Olas has got a good relationship with Juventus, it adds, and he's tried to do a deal with them for Hossam Aouar quite a few times. This is just correlating what I said about Tielemans. Apparently, Mikel Arteta admires Tielemans, and we tried to sign him before, and he turned the move down because he was worried about game time, which is fair play because look how he's developed since then, people. Moving away from that, and just to round up, looking at Dusan Vlahovic, apparently Fiorentina are holding out for 75 million euros, admitting Arsenal interest. Fiorentina are demanding the majority of their 75 million asking price, just above 60 million euros for Dusan Vlahovic up front, which Arsenal, unless we get a cash injection, we're not doing that. We probably need some variables. If we get Champions League, we'll give you this. If he makes this amount of appearances, this, and all sorts of other things, really, you know. I think you're being a bit greedy because you're not going to get that up front either way. And, you know, boy, he's probably going to force the move, you know, in the summer, whether it's to Arsenal or elsewhere, because he's contracted until 2023. Your negotiating hand gets poor. Obviously, it's favourable for Arsenal if we do this move now, because it seems like Juventus and these other clubs either don't have money or they can't do it right now. So if there is encouragement, let's do it. As we know, Arsenal want to sign the 21-year-old this month, as they believe he can give them a pivotal push in the top 4 race, and are willing to meet Fiorentina's price tag so long as the Italian club compromise on the payment structure of the deal. Arsenal want to pay what would be a club record fee over 4 years, which they can afford even without the sale of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and obviously those wages to go with Kolasinac on paper and many more. And it does seem like, by the way, off topic, Udinese are making progress to getting Pablo Mari on loan. Cedric to Atletico Madrid rumours have resurfaced, and primarily Kolasinac is linked with a January move to Marseille. So we get these players off, we start to get a healthier thing, and apparently Callum Chambers is still available for transfer. Fiorentina are reluctant to agree to this, though, and Vlahovic and his camp are also conscious of the fact that they will have more valuable options in the summer when a release clause becomes active in his contract. There's also the belief that Vlahovic will essentially benefit from being in Haaland's slipstream. While every club in Europe wants to sign the Norwegian, only one will win, which is true. By then, Arsenal could well be in the Champions League again too, but Vlahovic's arrival this month would undoubtedly help those chances. There is a hope the hierarchy can negotiate a deal, especially as it gets closer to the end of the window. Fiorentina, for the moment, are not budging, although Arsenal believe they can put the necessary package together. And to be fair, I have optimism. I don't know if we'll get Vlahovic, but I do think we'll come to an agreement, because we've shown this, you know. We was playing a bit of hardball with Ramsdale. We found something. Ben White, we found something. You know, we have, after long projected things, we found agreements. Dortmund, the same. Dortmund were playing hardball over Aubameyang. We can get deals done, really. So it will take a bit of time. One has to wonder how quick, you know, a move like this isn't going to happen overnight. There's a lot of moving parts, probably in the back burner. You know, we're probably having to delegate a bit more time to midfielders, as we see allegedly Tielemans has been at London Colney. It seems like Arthur is really progressing, and we're moving to a period where we might dot I's and cross T's, and there might be other things going on in the back burner. We also need to remember we are dealing with outgoings, and there's only so much we can stretch the team, you know. Seems like, you know, Edu can go, you know, let Edu go on holiday if Don Edu's going to do things like this. But yeah, man, apparently Vlahovic himself is at least open to the move, especially given the drastic improvement at the Emirates Stadium. So I would love it to be the case, but we're going to have to see, man, because as an Arsenal fan, I am typically pessimistic, you know, as much as I'm talking about it and dreaming about it with you, look, this is where it stops. I need to see players holding the shirts, etc., etc. But where that's concerned, people, you know, Arthur, Tielemans, Vlahovic, that's the latest the papers are saying, innit? So on that note, I'm going to get out of here. Now, I would normally do this in a live stream. Obviously, I've just come off a watch along, so it's probably a myth. It's quite late and I'm quite tired. I want to shower, eat and sleep. So I thought, you know what, let me upload this and a couple of other videos for you. On that note, though, you lot stay blessed, stay safe. You know, hopefully I've given you lots of quality. Like, comment, subscribe, and all those things. Make sure you set your reminders for my Liverpool watch along. Stay blessed, stay safe. I'm out.
There's always just that active red flag, defending.
I think it's like